35 pounds today. We were right here, and I think I might camp at Camp Windy, but I also might keep going. We'll see what the conditions are like. And then I definitely want to check out the view at the top of Mt Townsend. The first mile is always the hardest for me, and I'm 4 weeks out from my next big spring objective, but this is the first time I have a pack that's this heavy, so my body is not used to it, like, at all. But I got lucky. I got a good spot at the trailhead. I started at the upper trailhead today just because I wanted to get to camp earlier. I had a little bit of a later start than I wanted, but that's okay. Today's like very chill. We're 1 mile and 30 minutes in, about 730 feet of gain. I think camp is only like 2,000 feet of vertical gain from the trailhead, and then the last 1,000 I'm just gonna do with a lighter backpack. But yeah, it's really nice. The trailhead was full, but everyone must be at the top or something because it hasn't been so busy on the way up so far. I passed by a stranger who said that Silver Lakes is much better than Camp Windy, so maybe I'll trek on all the way over there. I think that's Welch Peaks up there. Got some dandelions on the trail. It looks like Silver Lakes is another 3.6 miles from where I am and 1,300 feet of gain. I know that one. Not right here. I've peed there before. At the tippity top. My pack is really unevenly loaded, so it's kind of hurting my shoulder because it's heavier on one side. I do have a lot of water here. I wasn't sure if there would be water sources, if they'd be dry or gross. So I packed in hella water, partially also for training weight. So I have like something ridiculous, like 12 pounds worth of water, I think. But on the plus side, I could just dump it out, I guess. Oh my god, this snake startled me. Just a tiny guy, but it really scared me. What is that, like a garter snake? Oh my god, I don't like the way they move. It freaks me out. Bye. I'm taking a break at the junction between Silver Lakes and Mt Townsend. I'm so thirsty. I'm kind of hungry too. It wasn't my original plan to hike all the way up with my heavy pack up to the summit of Mt Townsend. And if I go off to Silver Lakes now, there's going to be a little bit of elevation gain also. I just haven't done a long hike with a lot of elevation gain with a pack like this in a while, and I'm not sure if I really like want to push myself. We're doing it. The views are opening up. I'm here with my 35-pound pack, headed up to Mt Townsend. I was really torn there, but I figured if I got super tired, I could just stash my pack, which wouldn't be ideal, but you know, every step is like one step towards me getting fitter. Moment. Oh my goodness. Not one, not two, but 3 volcanoes. Rainier over there. I think that the one we saw earlier is actually Glacier Peak, all the way over there. And then around the trees, it's really tiny on this camera, but over there is Mount Baker. It's the only one I need to do. That's my big objective this year. 3 volcanoes. I came across a day hiker who said that she had actually spent the night over at the ridge, I think last year. And I think I have a friend who's done that, but I'm like, maybe I'm not carrying all this stuff for nothing, and maybe I won't stay at Silver Lakes, and maybe the water weight is worth it. We'll find out. Because the top is a ridge, it does get quite breezy, so we'll see if there's any like more protected areas just below the ridge where I could set up camp. The hiker said that it's windy there right now, but we can request the weather. So I'm getting a little weather report. I think there was a 50% chance of rain when I checked also yesterday. Things in the mountains change so quickly. Forecast just came in. 48 degrees. Feels like 42. 7-mile-per-hour winds. Low is 35. Oh, no rain. Okay, tell my mom that I'm doing good. Less than 400 feet of gain to the top. Not so bad. This trail's actually like super gradual. Wait, I take it back. I think I'm coming up on the ridge. Honestly, if I had to camp here, that wouldn't be terrible either. See the mountains peeking out there. It's not a bad campsite down there either. Okay, I think that's the summit. And the upper summit is behind it. That must be the North Peak. I found a circle of rocks. I think this is a campsite. There's so many people here though that I'm kind of embarrassed to put up a tent. No. Hey, how's it going? Good.
Setting up a spot. What a great view.
Yeah, I hope it's not too windy.
Oh, you're kind of exposed.
I know, we'll see.
You'll be alright.
It's gonna be a little windy, but I think it'll be okay. I kind of have a bad track record with my tent flying away, so I'm hoping that that doesn't happen today. These are my bunk mates for the night, Rock and Rocky. These rocks are really sharp. This is the view outside my tent. And over there's Mount Rainier. All my sleep stuff is set up so Rocky can come back inside. I was gonna stake out the rainfly and set up some guy lines because it's supposed to be windy. But the coziness got the better of me and now I'm in my tent. I'm too lazy to go outside. I just took a nap and I think I'm gonna go venture out and explore a little bit. Maybe finally hit that, like the formal summit and then the North Peak since I didn't go all the way earlier. So let's go check it out. There are these little flowers on trail. They kind of match my jacket. I heard some birds. I think it's a Townsend solitaire. How fitting. I think it's funny that I heard that bird right when I was walking, and just thinking about how just about everyone that I saw earlier is headed back down, or like probably already back to their cars. And it's really like quiet and kind of lonely here. And then I heard the Townsend solitaire, which I don't know anything about that bird, but in the name itself, and how it's like alone, I thought that was just like kind of fitting. When I woke up from my nap, I did a couple of crossword puzzles, and I haven't done a solo backpacking trip in a long time, but this feeling of like kind of loneliness washed over me for a second. And I usually like doing things alone. I'm super introverted, but I guess the past 2 years I've done a lot of activities with a lot of groups, especially after joining the Mountaineers, where I spent a lot of time with scramblers and other climbers, where you're really kind of dependent on other people for your safety too. It's just different to be alone. But I guess in nature you're never really alone. Lots of juncos. I got this new monocular for birding when I go backpacking because I have these giant, like huge binoculars, and they're very heavy. They take up a lot of space, so I got this binocular. I'm so excited. I've seen a lot of birds up here already. Robins, the American pipit, which I thought kind of looked like a mourning dove, but smaller. Western warbling vireo. I saw a lot of dark-eyed juncos flitting around in the trees. They were kind of jumpy. And then there's the Townsend solitaire, which I saw a couple of. When I was over on the North Peak, I did see that someone had a tent over there, so there were other backpackers. In a way that like kind of makes me feel safer. There's like other people up here. It feels very remote. It's almost eerie how quiet it is, other than the birds and the wind. Yeah, it's just kind of odd. I haven't been in this situation in a long time. I guess I've been on summits and peaks alone for a little bit, and it's pretty quiet, but just being in my tent for an extended period of time, it was just kind of a weird feeling. I guess I'm not used to it. My favorite use case for the compass is using the mirror. While I'm walking around Mt Townsend, I'm going to tell you my goals for this trip. Number 1 is to get into physical shape, maybe also mentally. I am so behind on my Glacier Peak training, and it's 1 month out. So I've mostly been hiking with a 25-pound pack-ish, and doing the scrambling classes and helping out with that. I haven't really been hiking with a heavier pack. So this is my first outing of the season where I have something more than 30 pounds, and like I really felt it in my legs, that last bit where it was a little steeper. And honestly, it's humbling, like coming from last year where around this time of year I could just, I don't know, just like run up the mountain with a 40-pound backpack. But it's kind of a weird balance between working out hard enough so that I'm in shape, but not working out so hard that I'm burning myself out. which kind of brings myself to point 2. My second goal was to have type 1 fun, or at the worst, type 1.5 fun. And that's because last year I was super burnt out. In a way, I felt like all those hikes that I did to train kind of zapped all the fun out of hiking and backpacking, and it just made me kind of sad. Like, I didn't want to hike anymore, and I just wanted to have like that joy and whimsy back into like my outdoor hobby. And part of that kind of feeds into my third goal, which is to explore. And for me, that just means, you know, like if I see something interesting, going to look at it, or maybe playing things by ear. Like tonight, I didn't know where I was gonna camp. I had obviously like planned and looked at places where I could, but I wasn't 100% certain of the conditions. So, you know, like just kind of winging it and being more spontaneous in a way, and being open to just like kind of whatever the hike brings me. Even right now, like I'm just walking around, filming this video, filming these silly clips, and look, there's a giant pile of trees. How fun. And lastly, I wanted to test out my gear because I haven't used this stuff since July. So making sure that I still have everything. Like for example, I could only find 1 of 2 of my micro spikes, and I struggled finding my sleeping bag inflating sack thing. So just making sure that I have everything in order, making sure that I have everything that I need for the big trip. I haven't been taking my allergy meds, and I really feel it. It's supposed to go down to 35 degrees tonight, so I'm changing into my pajamas early in case the wind picks up, because I'm a big baby about like changing clothes, to be honest. There have been times where I wake up in the morning and I'm cold, so then I literally just put my hiking clothes over my pajamas, and then I immediately regret it because of course you warm up, but like those few seconds of being cold, like I can't stand it. Before I forget, I'm gonna write down the birds that I saw today. The wind has picked up a little, so I'm prepping all my dinner stuff in the tent, which you're not really supposed to do, but it's kind of cold. Bear can situation. Water filter. Little water thingy. I packed dinner. I have my triple berry crisp dessert. And I packed chicken and dumplings from Mountain House. But honestly, like, I don't know if it's the altitude or what, but I have no appetite today. Honestly, I was just gonna drink hot water for dinner, just to like warm my body up, get some hydration. But I think for some added calories, I'm gonna make some hot cocoa. I wanna say that as I'm preparing this, that you're not really supposed to put flammable stuff near your tent. I'm not sure what the bear situation here is, but it's always best practice to keep your food away from your tent, even from like other critters. I also don't think that there's like a lot of like chipmunks or anything, but I don't know, man, you never know. Even those birds could be kind of smart. I'm just gonna put mine slightly off trail here. Good night. Even the birds are chirping in celebration of the beautiful sunset. I made that up. I don't know why they're chirping. I don't know why I said that. Sometimes when the sunset is really pretty like this, I think of my friends and my family, and I wish that they were here to see it too. The clouds have even changed a little bit more. It looks really cool. Good night. I think I'm gonna watch the sunrise for a little. and then I think I'm gonna head out. I see Mount Baker over there, Glacier Peak, Rainier, and even a little bit of Adams. Did you really even backpack if you didn't struggle opening your bear can? With how windy it is, I can't shake out the tent, so I'm just gonna pack it up in the stuff sack. The wind has definitely picked up, but I'm headed out now. The birds were awake. They were even struggling to fly around, but yeah, it's getting kind of cold with the wind. So I'm happy to be headed off the ridge. Just the prettiest cloud inversion. My sleep last night at camp was just about as bad as it gets. I did not sleep well, like at all. It was really cold because I found out that the little drawstring around the hood of my sleeping bag had broken, and so I couldn't like cinch it up over my head, so it kept getting undone. My head was cold. My beanie wasn't enough, and I guess it wasn't until it was like too late that it occurred to me that my hood of my puffy wasn't up either. The hood of my sorry, it got windy. The hood of my puffy wasn't up either, so my head was really cold and it was just miserable. I even had a dream last night. I dreamt that I was teaching a bunch of scrambling students ice axe arrest, and I was just like sitting on the side and I was like super cold. So that's how cold I was. I was dreaming it. I saw a couple of chickadees fighting, which was really interesting. And the chipmunks here are really tiny. It's really interesting, I guess, hiking on different times of the day because you get to see like the different wildlife that comes out, you know, different times. Honestly, I was a little anxious about this trip, but I can't really pinpoint why. I guess I was thinking about how long it's been since I last did an overnight solo trip. I was worried about the parking, I was worried about the weather, and I think like I mentioned yesterday, I don't really wing things. Like I usually know exactly where I'm camping, so that was kind of new to me, and it made me a little anxious. And even now, like, I'm headed back and I feel a lot better, but at the same time, like, I'm anxious about like driving home. Since the road is really narrow and then traffic. So it's really hard for me, I think, sometimes not to worry, but I also know that after this trip, like I have a feeling that I'm going to be less anxious about future backpacking trips, which is good because I have a lot planned this year. Even though it was cold last night, I was even worried about the weather just like hiking down. But right now I'm like kind of sweating a little in my puffy, so I'm thinking about removing it. But yeah, it's just like warmer than I thought. Like the weather has been good. I didn't think there would be a nice sunrise at all because originally there was some forecasted rain and I figured it would be cloudy, but we're above the clouds and it's so pretty. And there were some wildflowers too. Wonder what the weather is like in Seattle. I think the Townsend warblers are awake, but I think they are also up in the trees. I can't see any of them. I stopped for a little bit with my binocular to try and see. I saw other birds, but not the warbler. One last switchback.